Okay guys, obviously as you can tell, OBS screwed me again today and didn't record a single thing, and that's a shame because today was definitely a really good day to take a look at things and see what was good and what was bad. So really, I'm just going to go over my trades today, and that's going to be about it. Do the weekly recap and whatnot. So the first trade that I took was BBY. It was gapping down into the morning here. Had the pullback, just what I was looking for, and then started moving down towards the gap. I ended up getting filled in up here about 30, got all the way down here, and then it kind of reset itself, and I decided to add into it. So I actually took another, I doubled my size again right down here, ended up coming down. I sold for what, 8 cents, and that was about it really, and then sold covered the rest through the strength up in here. Ended up being a $25 trade. It's pretty decent. The only bad thing about it was it was just the risk. The risk was just too big. I mean, it had such a big move up at the open, and it came back down basically on the same volume. Still thought it looked good, but because it was all the way up here, could only get 100 shares. Would have much rather liked to get 200, 250, something like that. The second trade that I took was RH. I saw it sitting about here, or it was right here. Let's see, it took 150 on its way back up and then got another 150 whenever it came close to the 60 mark. Obviously didn't work out. Ended up selling off, ended up having to cover both my shares, and I caught in a little bit of slippage there too. I ended up being down, I think it was 67 on that trade, but later in the day I saw that it was coming back up to 60 again. I hopped in on it, and as soon as I clicked the buy button, right after that, it just had that big spike up to 20 here, but then it started whipping right back around, and I ended up taking I took half at 120, or the 29, and then the other half at 14. I got pretty lucky with that 14 because it did go back down to the 6, but it popped back up again. Obviously I should have held on to it because it ended up spiking, all the way back up to the 80s, but that was just the way that one went. Got SYY here. Was looking at it around this area here, and it was bouncing, and it was slowly but surely making its way to the break of 50. Ended up being a really nice trade. I got short 300 shares at the 07 mark there. Sold half even more. I mean, the daily looked great on it because it just had this big drop off here. It's been affected by the Amazon and the Whole Foods deal and all that. So it was definitely a good short. And lastly, I just got out of this WDC here. You can see it, I mean, it looked fantastic. I mean, this is a trade that I would take every single day, each and every time. It just didn't work out. It just couldn't, there wasn't enough. It just didn't break the 95 for the upside, and I ended up getting 250 around here. It was still consolidating. Decided to throw in another 100 shares right at the break here, and then it just failed. Couldn't break it. I ended up getting stopped out at 85, but of course slippage always kills me, so I got out at 81. Basically plus 42 on the day today. I was up 99, but then I saw this WDC, and there was no way that I wasn't gonna take something that was looking like that. I guess the only downside was that the volume was kind of thinning out, but I mean, I'll still take the pattern over the volume. Plus the SPY here just pretty much fell off and certainly wasn't a help whatsoever. So overall, finishing the day plus 42. It's nice to have a good winning day, I guess. I just wish I could go back and look at the videos. So this is my spreadsheet for the week, just from here to here. I was 7 for 15 on the trades today. I'm finishing minus 90 on the week. Not terrible, but obviously not great either. And then I got the weekly here. Overall, 119 down, 7 for 15, 46 win rates. So the thing that killed me this week was I've been playing with market orders and not really using hard stops. Instead, I'm just using mental stops. But it's absolutely killed me. Some of the spreads on the stocks that I took this week were just too big. So I mean, whenever I was down to where my stop loss was at, because there were no transactions happening at my stop loss and the spread was already 10 cents below or above where I wanted it to be, I mean, I'd lose an extra 10, 20, $30 on a couple of those trades. So that's something I gotta watch out for next week, is really keeping a close eye on the spreads and figuring out where my stop losses should be at and when I should be looking to get out, because this 119 should have been something more like maybe a 50. I mean, if you're looking at the 1-to-1, you know, you got 350 there and then 400 for the losses, so it should be a minus 50. So I'm definitely missing out on some money on that one. Only 2 winning days, 43 in commissions. This should actually be 46 now because I didn't update the WDC. Minus 165. That I think it was this day here just absolutely killed me. You can see the minus 127. Didn't get anything going, took a break after that, and then came back today and it was much better. But I gotta come back stronger next week. It'll be the last week of June, and then we'll get into July. Maybe it'll be a little more volatile. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back next week.